Hello and welcome back to Nasty Nate, Plant Exterminator in the Farm of Doom. I'm over here doing an update on the teak. I'll take a look at the green beans and the silly peppers that we have over here. But we have the teak trees that I had planted. Shoot, it's getting close to a year ago here. So that's what they look like. They look a little different than them. I knew they had large leaves, but they look a little different. They're just one main branch so far on most of them. This one defies it, right as I say it, the one right in front of me. That one has several branches at the top. I don't know when they kind of branch off like that. This one's got some shade, so this one's bent over, but most of them are straight up. They have different sizes. And I had gone in to the spacing on that. I'll recap it real quick. There's a row 2 meters away from the fence, and they're 6 meters apart. And then 4 meters back, there's another row, and 4 meters back, there's another row. And they just kind of go along the border. Border tree. I made them for border trees. And this big one here that we left, this is actually a bit of it's large. They do get this large. The ipple tree, and that is used. It's a good forage tree or silage. They can make silage out of it because the leaves are good for goats and cows to eat. Nitrogen rich. I was going to use those for my border at the border because I have those 2 meters. I have the actual border trees 2 meters back, but there's a smaller tree called Madre de Cacao, which I'm surprised there actually is one over here because we've had some issues with it. But we've got a Madre de Cacao right there, and ideally we want to plant those every space in between the bamboo posts, which would be every 2 meters, and that way when the bamboo rots, the fence has a post there as the Madre de Cacao. And that's actually it's a natural pesticide. It's a poison to rats, and what else about it? It's a great border tree. It gets bushy. It's a nitrogen fixer, so it's also a great chop and drop, and it's a good tree to feed to. You can feed the leaves to the cows and goats on that as well. Although I think it's not as palatable to the cows, but you can spruce it up a little bit with some molasses apparently. But I just wanted to see this looks like a big one here. But a lot of them are huge, and I just happen to be in this spot. It's not like I picked. And this is a curve. It's kind of a unique area too. It's a unique curve because I'm going along. I got the 3 rows going along of the teak along the border, and then I had the 2 rows of the guibano trees behind it. Sorry, I know this is bouncing around. I'm going to focus on stabilizing it now. Sorry about that. But I left this little pocket open as a crop block, as a crop area. And then I came across with 2 rows of the guibano tree, which are also known as soursops. And in here, Ian has planted more green beans. This is not the same crop area that he planted his previous green beans. But these are the green beans here. I mean, they're looking good. We haven't had rain for a couple of days, so they're maybe not as green as they would be, but they're looking okay. They're looking good. We're about to get a little bit more rain, even though we're supposed to be in the dry season. Looks like with the way the clouds are today, looks like we may get some a little later on, and then it's supposed to be for the next couple of days even. So, but I just like the look of these. He did go with a little bit higher on the stick. I think you could even go a little higher on the bamboo stick. I mean, might as well get the maximum. I've even seen them where they trellis them across the top. So then you walk underneath it, and then you can, they're hanging, the green beans when you're harvesting, they're hanging down even. It's like if the seed will grow to that level, why not maximize it and get the most out of it? But we'll see how these do. And the silly peppers, we've been harvesting it just a couple of days ago. Ian came back here because he's working on this area, and yeah, he harvested the silly peppers. There were 26 kilos of the silly peppers, which it's only, what is it? It's actually, we don't know what the price is. It depends on what the market price is, and we'll find out what that was today when the trucker comes back with the slip and all that. So we'll find out what that actually, because they went to Bulliwa. We get a better deal than if we just go to the local market here. They really hammer you. So it's just better to take it over there to Bulliwa market and sell them. But it's ranged from 100 pesos all the way up to 160 pesos per kilo. So that is pretty significant range there. So we'll see what that ended up being. But it's nice because these silly bushes, if they're taken care of, they hang out, they stay around for a while. And so you can just keep going back each week or every other week and harvesting the silly peppers. And these are the little peppers that I put on my rice because I hate rice, but we eat it every day here. I'm looking forward. I've got an area that I'm working on to make a crop block for me. It's going to have, it's got the 10 rows, the 30-inch beds, and I plan on definitely having some potatoes and carrots in there. But these are the silly peppers. They're all green, as you can see. And the red ones. Now, when they're green, they can still be picked. They'll turn, which is good because they'll take a while to do that. But you see the red ones are more ripe, and even then, it's good for a week after it's red, or a week or two after it's red, even. Or 3 even. And this type is going mainly right from green to red. There's another one that's a little bit smaller that I've seen, and it spends a lot of time in orange even before it goes to red. So, and then I plan on doing an update video on some bananas. We've had quite a few more banana hearts show up, so that's great to see. And then we've got one other guy, Roki, and I'll maybe take a look I'm heading that way. Maybe I'll take a look at his area and see how his green beans are doing. I know he planted his earlier, so I know they're a little further along. But I'll go ahead and enter there. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.